Welcome to the Day of Wellbeing. So today I just want to share a really simple practice from Tibet for resting your mind. Now, if you're anything like me, if I try and do nothing because I want to rest, it's all well and good, but I'll sit there and I'll lie there, whatever position I'm in. And my mind won't be resting. It'll be like, lots and lots of thoughts being generated, and they're so interesting, and I'll follow those, and my mind doesn't get a rest. Now, a really good antidote to that is a pebble. Right? So I've got this tiny little pebble, which is a good size. It's meant to be about the size of your thumb, the top part of your thumb. There you go. And all you're going to do is you're going to put your pebble down. I can't see where I put it. It's on my table here. And you're just going to look at your pebble. So I would get the position right. So I want a straight spine. Put it in my line of sight so it's easy to see. I'm going to rest my gaze. Diagonally downwards. Depending on your situation, you might sit on the floor, or you might be sitting on a chair. If you're sitting in a chair, then because I've got a table in front of me, this pebble is fine. But if you were sitting in a chair and your pebble was on the floor, it would want to be a little bit bigger to compensate for the distance factor. But yeah, it wants to kind of look about that sort of size in your view. And then all you have to do is look at your pebble and you rest with your pebble. And thoughts will arise, feelings will arise, and you simply don't follow them. So a lot of the instructions for this are kind of don't. So, don't contemplate the past, don't change the future, don't change the present, don't plan the future. All these things, they're going to occur, but you just don't feed any thoughts that can, because your only task here is to simply rest with your rock or your pebble. And it's a really deceptively simple practice. It has all sorts of benefits. In terms of developing your mind as a kind of preliminary meditation technique, it's also, I guess you could call it a mindfulness exercise, but also in terms of lowering your blood pressure. And in a more kind of subtle sense, this pebble is asking nothing of me, right? So a lot of our lives, there's a lot of demands on our time and our energy. It's like you have to go and earn money, and you have to do this for that person and this for the other person, other stuff for yourself, and it's like constantly demands on yourself. But this pebble don't want nothing, right? It's just there, and you rest your mind with it. Resting down with your pebble, one of my teachers called it. And I've heard an instruction, you're not even trying to kind of force your attention to stay on it, because this is meant to be completely effortless. But your attention will drift. But it's not a problem, because you're still looking at your pebble. As long as your eyes are focused, you don't want to kind of stare and grab your eyes. But as long as your eyes are kind of resting on it, it doesn't matter if your mind drifts, because the pebble's still there. And she said at one point, if you try and make a point of not getting distracted, then your mind will probably rebel. So don't even worry about that. It's like, you get distracted, just rest down with your pebble. You might need to remind yourself, I suppose, that's what you're doing. But like I say, it's hard to forget because the pebble's there. That's what makes this such a simple practice. It really is the essence of simplicity. And yet it's very profound. And you do this for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. You might get really into it and do it for an hour or something. But it's a great antidote for a lot of a lot of meditations have instructions, quite complex instructions, or even if they're not complex, they involve quite a lot of focus, like counting your breath or watching your breath and counting in cycles of 10 is a really common one. That's a much more focused kind of yang practice than just rest down with your pebble. So this is great. It's called Shine with an object. So if you want to research it further, Shine, different spellings, Z-H-I-N-E or Shine, S-H-I-N-E-Y, depending on how the Tibetan has been interpreted in English letters. But Shine with an object, Shine with a pebble, wonderful practice for resting the mind. And I thoroughly recommend it. Okay, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.